Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the next part of Burning Crowns, part 3. 4. I know how to type. Yeah, so welcome. Guys, I just want to say I love you guys talking about wises and how crazy they are. Especially the very specific wises compared to the very broad wises like Trouble Wise or Secret Wise or even Ambition Wise, where they can really like define a setting based on you establishing lore with it. And that's really cool. I'm glad you guys are talking about that stuff, because those are things I need to talk about in Burning Wheel, because it's really cool and really powerful. And figuring out where you want to put your game table's power with those things is important. So, yeah. So let's go back and let's talk about Mason and the Orlovskis.
All right. So I approach the residence, the ancestral seat of House Orlovsky, and I ask for an audience with Powell, whom I am assuming at this point has returned home for the winter.
Yes, for sure. For sure. It's Eagle's Watch is the name of the city, by the way.
Zitomir probably is a little nervous about this because his family is sworn to the Orlovsky's biggest political rival.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, right.
He'll be fine. He's been taught good stuff now. He's been taught to be like smarter about everything, be like self-confident. Propagate his own strength, especially through asking me what he's supposed to do. He's in a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think based on what we've talked about, I don't think it's a test or anything to get audience with them. You know, we're just gonna assume you wait the time and there's a right time and you get to talk to them, right?
Sure. Let's do that.
Yeah. So obviously, I think it's a private talk. Is Sir Zitomir there though?
Unless he's being banished, then yeah.
He's not being banished.
Is he being arrested?
I don't feel like the information has disseminated there
I
yet.
I don't think it would have made it that far yet either. I was kind of joking.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. So I'm very curious about this whole thing. And I step in front of Paolo Lovsky, bidding him like greet me because I wish to see him, talk to him.
Yeah.
And I of course I present myself as Mason, but I'm just like a horrible draconic monster, like wearing traveling robes and like a cloak as I enter.
Yeah. So I feel like there's probably like a roaring fire, and I mean it feels good in here. In fact, the whole like Orlovsky family here is like it's this whole castle is, as opposed to perhaps the drier capital Orlovsky. It's more like furs and it's a little bit more like ruggedly charming style furnishing.
Yeah, it's far upright.
Yeah.
So winds and so on. I think you once linked a picture of what you imagined it to be like. I don't remember exactly what that was. I just remember I was impressed.
Yeah, it's like expensive. Yeah, like I'm just thinking like expensive hunting lodge, right? And so I think he asked you to accompany he asked both of you to please join me in the parlor. There's something I also wanted to show you in here from this Falls Hunts, I guess is what he says.
I follow him.
You get the feeling that he's lying to you, but
yeah, sure.
Yeah, but this is what happens when you talk in public. So,
okay, yeah, so absolutely.
So behind closed doors, on the table, is a large chest, approximately 6 feet in length. Maybe like 3 feet. Like it would. If you can think of it visually like it's a guitar case or like a gun case, like made out of wood, right? It's that long, right?
Yeah.
He opens it up. There's a feather from pretty much tip to toe, that big. Have any of you seen anything like this?
Have I seen anything like that? Shall we make a wise or something?
Yeah.
Is this what's the appropriate wise here? Is this a monster? Is this a demon? Is this an angel?
It's a monster.
Okay.
It's a monster. I think Stolen Lands could work.
I think I'll take monster wise. Basically, I reckon that's like a good wise to start opening.
Yeah.
Especially if magic is coming back. Yep. What's the op?
I feel like should monsters have a certain like based on their like a trait or rating? They should have a certain obstacle, and it's a versus test to know it, or should it be a fixed value?
Let me lay out some wisest obstacles for you here. A common knowledge on the subject, op 1. An interesting fact, op 2. Details, op 3. Uncommon knowledge, op 4. Rare goods, op 5. Bizarre or obscure, op 7. Freaky details or specifics, op 8.
What's your intention here? Are you trying to solve it, or you're trying to give him like information here? Because I don't want to do. I feel like graduated tests. Someone a long time ago told me that graduated tests are tests without good intentions and scopes set out for them. And so I want to ask you, what are you trying to do here? When they ask you, have you ever seen something like this before?
I am trying to probe you for information about the setting, and by doing so, establish the scope of my own character's insight. Okay. So I am definitely aiming for that, for the graduate test. But if you're setting an op and being like, yeah, it's like maybe you do, maybe you don't. Then that's
I know
fine
what this is. Like I know what this is.
Sounds like you want to know what this thing is.
Yeah. So I feel like this is probably like a 5. I feel like it's like in that middle area.
Sweet, let's do it.
That difficult perception test.
If you just want to get like cursory, like like common information, and do that ob 1, then like you could do that and tell them what you know, right? But if you want to really like put this together, like Sherlock Holmes this out real quick, then yeah, it's up 5.
I'll be good with cursory information. We can delve further into it later if it's necessary.
Sure.
What did you set the op for cursory information?
It's a 1, right? It's just common information about it.
All right, we'll do that. Boop.
Yeah. Good.
That is a failure unless I roll a 6 here.
Oh, wow.
Nope.
Wait, wow, what?
That is so unlucky, dude. Oh my god.
Yep, failed. I look at him, I'm like, I have no idea what that is. What did that belong to? That is enormous.
He looks it over and says he doesn't know. Like, our hunters have no ideas either. Purportedly, some bandits in around Karasuno. I believe they might actually even be related to some relatives to a friend of ours.
Who are you thinking of?
He's alluding to what's her name? Swan's sister.
Like Emma. Whatever.
Yeah, Emma. Yeah.
It would please Ronald to know that word of Karasuno has reached this far north.
Yes. Well, yeah, a merchant along the way found this feather and well, we've been kind of studying it ever since.
Have they learned anything?
No, it was very fortunate that you came up to Skywatch soon, so we could ask for your opinion on it. But if you do not have an answer yourselves, well,
I might be able to acquire some.
And he's like holding it in his hands, and it's literally like 6 feet in length, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to touch it, so like I like extend my hands to like
it's a bird.
Right? Like
it's a bird feather.
I say like extend my hands. I extend like weird, big clawed, scaly red things.
Have you seen anything flying around Karasuno? Any rumors of something large?
Flying around? No, I have not seen anything of the sort. There are plenty of rumors in the area, many of them purportedly started by the suspicions of the nobility.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do have a penchant for conspiracies and superstitions, he says sarcastically.
Speaking of which, this guy's taking it remarkably in stride that he's talking to a scaled horned person when before he was talking to Mason.
Oh, I forgot about that. Holy shit.
I literally told you to your face, Eric. Come on.
I know.
Oh, so good. Yeah. Just noticing for the first time, he's suddenly like, what the fuck?
What? Yeah.
God.
These are
Maybe he's just too polite to like actually say.
No.
He's just like all the other nobles. He heard it was Mason coming, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's a peasant. I don't actually have to like register their presence at all." Meanwhile, his entire staff is just like looking in awestruck wonder.
Fuck? I guess the question would be, are you okay? Right?
Yeah, sure.
And is that what you say? Yeah, sure.
No, it's not. So I look to him, and I know what he's asking, right? I understand the question, but for a second I'm like turning my head quizzically as if I'm not understanding. I'm like, I have no idea of what you speak. And then I drop the facade and I'm like, yes, to answer your question. Things have turned out different, but quite all right, all things considered.
Good. We should definitely talk about what you found in such transformative knowledge, is what he says in a very ambiguous way.
That is why I've come. To make good on a promise once made. You and I talked once. You were so good to invite me to that ball when we first met. I've not forgotten that. I did not also forget that you asked me if I would help you locate the heir of Regarvia. You were worried about this country that you and I both grew up in. You have proven yourself to be what the people say you are. Noble, valorous, and wise.
Is that what they're saying about me these days?
Yes, it is. It is for that reason that I have decided to tell you this. Though, in truth, I would probably be spared quite a headache by just keeping it to myself. I uncovered the truth of the Rogarvian vanishing. I have uncovered everything. The greatest mystery of our time lies solved at my feet.
He's kind of taking this, a step back. He puts the feather down and stuff. He's like, "Oh, really?" He says suspiciously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just how anyone claiming to have a solution to everything would probably be a little...
Yeah. Come and taste my miracle tonic. It will remove the lumps on your feet.
Really?
Sure.
Should I clear my schedule?
I found the grand unified theory.
Yeah. Why don't I tell you, and you decide if you want to clear your theory? You want to clear your schedule.
Out with it then.
The Regarvians were banished from this world by dark forces with whom they once made a pact. They sought refuge from this pact and the consequences that followed, and hid themselves away, hoping to outlast what was coming for them. It did not hold that way. All were gone, all were banished, all but one, and I know where they are.
Well, where are they? This is huge.
I am Ceres Regarvia, the last living child of Urson Regarvia.
You?
I am blood of the dragon. There is more truth to this than I have told you, but I will let you decide about that schedule.
You have to understand my suspicions when the one searching for the answer to our country's most profound puzzle finds the solution to be them, knowing the implications.
It's quite a Quite the glorious coincidence, isn't it? Almost like the entire thing had been carefully orchestrated by higher powers from the start. It is a vile and uninteresting concoction of greater beings, I have no doubt. All the same, the irony, though distasteful, is not wasted on me. Believe me. I would not come telling you this if I did not possess proof.
Well, then let's see this proof.
I just stack it up, right? There you go.
Right.
Boom. Behold.
The accounts, yeah. And, I mean, he doesn't want to believe it in a way, right? Because, like, you're giving him answers to this thing. So he's going to look for, see if they're forgeries, which they're not, and stuff, and...
Challenge that belief, Eric.
Challenge my belief, yo. Oh, that's right. I have a new belief. And that is that I have come a long way, unraveled the greatest mystery of our time to see a worthy ruler on Brevoy's throne. I don't want it. But I will not turn away from the promise I made to Powell. I will tell him the truth and then have him leave me to my devices.
You can't come up with a second belief when you complete your belief for bonus persona. That's not how the game works.
No. Actually, it's there is nothing like against that. You can make up beliefs whenever.
Yeah, but they're not. You can't make them up mid-session, my dude.
Well, that's you can make that call, but it's not against the rules.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make that call.
Okay.
So here's. Okay, so he's stewing on this information.
Yeah. I'm clicking like a purple painted, way too long, weird look, Talon-esque nail, like as I'm waiting for him to like mull it over.
And then
I of course I understand, right? But I'm also kind of possessed of this, like, of course, like I expected this, and fuck, I don't want to wait for it.
Yeah. He smirks and says, "I'm afraid it's not going to be my schedule that's going to be interrupted." Implying that you're not going anywhere anytime soon. We need to talk about this. And like
talk we shall.
And this is going to be a long like plotting and scheming against the entire country, knowing this information now, kind of thing.
What do you want of me? Because you make assumptions here.
And you are the true legitimate heir to Brevoy. You give the right to deny kingship to the Sertovas. They are nothing but usurpers as long as you live and breathe.
You must understand something.
And you understand how precarious living and breathing can get sometimes.
I have no interest in being locked up in your dungeon or in the highest room of your tallest tower for my own protection, Powell. I am not a frail piece of cloth flapping in the wind. I did not tell you this so that you could rule my fate, but so that I might be invested with the necessary gumption to fight my own. I have no interest in the dragon scale throne, my friend. Rulership is for the worthy, and my disinterest in ruling that country makes me wholly unsuited.
Mason, that is where you are wrong. It is not whether or not you want it. This is not a gift that you can return or deny. This is a right given to you by blood.
A right.
Whether you want it or not, the throne is yours, and you must rule. For that,
a right given to me whether I want it or not is not a right, it is a responsibility, and one I am not easy to accept. Understand that I have other things, pressing things I want to do, and none of them, my friend, sees me taking over the dragon scale throne. Why should I do such a thing for you, or for Brevoy?
This has nothing to do with me. This has everything to do with our country and order and what is right above from the gods and the laws that they have given us.
Duel of Fates me. Come at me.
Yes. Okay. So we're
Duel
gonna
of Fates? Wait.
I know.
Yeah, Duel of Wits me. John Williams me.
Duel of Wits. All right, let's get ready to Duel of Wits. So this is gonna be a pretty difficult one. This is not gonna be a shorter one. It's time to duel.
I guess it's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So the big thing I'm thinking of right now is that he's going to convince you to take the throne, right?
Okay.
I feel like that's what he's saying. He's saying that, like, I don't care what you think. Rules are rules, and this is what it is. Like, this
you have to do
it's your responsibility.
You must really. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I win,
responsibility. Yeah, tradition demands you do it.
Sure. If I win, he will back off from this notion. Leave me to my devices. And remember, his duty is to me, not mine to him.
Sorry, I'm crafting the language for my own end too.
Sure, no problem.
The rules of gods and tradition demand you assert and take the throne. If I win, Mason will announce publicly their challenge to the legitimacy of the Sertovas.
Just a heads
Wonderful.
up. I think setting the stakes is separate from the body of argument. Like the body of argument would represent like your like the core thesis statement of your argument.
I get you.
Think right, like you wouldn't necessarily have to say like I'm just throwing that out there.
I wrote it like a belief. I wrote it like
I'm not saying that like either of you did it wrong. I was just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Well, you're actually right. What we're doing here is setting terms. We should speak of our statement of purpose, right? Like of what we're doing. And so Eric kind of crafted his statement of purpose into his terms. And I, to a certain extent, also did in mine, or at least in the lead-in, right? Like I have other more important things to do, things that concern me more. I am not the right choice for this. I don't want the throne. You must understand that if you so claim to respect this, like these rules, then like leave me alone, for I'm telling you to, right? Like. All right. Let's do this.
Then we add. So then we build up our dispositions, right?
Yes.
Our argument dice.
Yep. Well, so this is a big deal, I guess, for both Mason and for him. This is kind of like the culmination of that belief I had about a worthy ruler on the Dragon Skill Throne.
Like, Paolo Ovlovsky, if anything but, is about finding a legitimate heir for the throne to challenge those Sertovas. Like, this is what he's been waiting for, and you're delivering it to him. And now you're like, yeah, but I don't want it. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you want. Like, this is the rule of law, right? And like, it's not even about him; it's about the rule of law. But I mean, that's totally about him, right? Because he feels the law is above reproach, which is the problem with the belief.
So right? I believe that is just your skill, your body of argument skill plus will. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I shall use my persuasion.
Oh.
Plus my will.
Yeah. Orlovsky will use rhetoric plus his will.
All right. So also I get plus 2 for a trait I have called stubborn. So
that's sick. Yeah.
All right. So I'm up to 11, 13 body of argument of 13.
That's fucking good. Wait, you just do you don't roll, you just add it, right?
For big deal, you just add them together.
That's right. Right, it's a maximum.
So you can, strictly speaking, get a higher number in the lower ones because of the open-endedness of dice, but meh.
9.
It's way less likely.
What size font?
Oh shit! I could actually just fucking mind rape him, couldn't I? I could just look him in the eyes and tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, you totally could.
You know what? Let's keep that in case things get super real. I want to convince this guy to back off on like real terms.
Did I hide the Duel of Wits deck? I totally did.
Yeah.
No. You want to use the red cards one? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Super good. All right.
You have the power now to resize cards, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I have chosen my cards.
Sweet. I have chosen mine. Let's do this.
First volley.
Boop. All right, he goes first.
Yes. Mason of House Regarvia.
That would be Ceres then, right?
Oh, Ceres, yeah.
If he, like, I'm asking you like what he would call me.
Yeah, he would call you by the name that you say, right? Ceres of House Regarvia.
Shit, fuck this guy. Yeah, sure.
You have just recently discovered your noble privilege. Take it from someone who has seen the best and worst of nobility and what they can offer.
They can't see the cards.
They can't? Oh, I'm hiding it. Oh, my bad. Let me zoom out so we can see the whole thing. Somewhat.
Apologies for the interruption.
Yeah.
Oh, you're... All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. The plight of nobles must end, and it will end with a legitimate heir. You will heal this country in a way that we have not seen in forever. You will divert war.
Is that the end of his argument?
Yeah, he said, and that's his drop. You will save lives by doing this. You will stop a war.
And what would be gained through that? I would stop a war? So what? I am to be the proponent of weakness? I am to be the valiant savior of a forgotten way of life, brought to heel by its own inadequacies. I am to become a thing, an object, rather than who I wish to be or do what it is I wish to do. Does my divine sovereignty only stretch to the extent that it suits your whims?
Nice. That was a good one. So now we roll.
Yeah, let's do it. I reckon I am rhetoricing him.
Yes.
You gotta divide your pool first.
Yeah, I'm going to throw my forks together, and then I am going to declare the split of the dice. I reckon I was forking philosophy for my approach to that conversation. I reckon I was also doing persuasion. I feel like that's a valid input here.
Mm-hmm.
What else am I doing? Am I doing anything else? I'm not sure. I don't feel like I'm doing anything else. Oh, shit, yeah. War-wise. Derp. We literally talked about it.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Paul's using Persuade, but he was using Noble Wise, Brevoy Wise, and War Wise.
All right. Is there a space here for me to? Can I use etiquette here? Because of the way I like kind of attacked his position, by being like, you're claiming like, oh, I'm the great and wonderful queen, but you're like speaking to me as if you have any say in what I do. Is that a valid entry for like saying he's breaching protocol?
No.
But you're specifically rejecting the title of queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really.
All right. Let's do this.
4 successes.
Shit, I just rolled, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I should have split my pool. My apologies. I'm gonna split it 3-3. Sorry about that.
Wow, well then that's really bad.
Cheater.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't you just split your pool 3-3 so it's what was rolled?
Fail.
He's supposed to split the
Fail.
pool. Wow.
Well, that's even worse.
horrible.
That's even worse.
All failures.
All right. So just straight up 4.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You can do your math now yourself.
Yeah. Whoop, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Next up. Ha!
Ha.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
There are so many far greater things at stake in this world than the fate of a country or the fate of a bloodline. The world is rich with things beyond conception, things beyond understanding. And it is for me to wander that path, to seek out those things and to make them what they are meant to be. I am not one who can rule a nation. Look at me. Look. Do I look like a queen to you?
It's not what you look like. It's the blood that you carry. If there are so many great threats that face this country, then lead us. We will help you solve whatever these problems are. You will heal this country, and you will lead us to solve and overtake any problems, the problems that extend greater than one country. If you want us to go to war and conquest and conquer, we will follow. Because you have the blood of Coral in you. No one else alive can claim that. There is power, latent power within you that we will all learn to understand and believe in. So take your birthright and lead us to solve these challenges, and don't run from it and do this on your own. Use us. So, rebuttal.
Fuck, he's speaking into my own philosophy, the asshole. Okay, well, I'm going to fork persuade. Yeah. I'm forking philosophy and rhetoric. But I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah, so I'm using Noble Wise, Brevoy Wise again. Not War Wise, but actually not a lot, just mostly rhetoric as well. But a lot of it was the rebuttal and not so much the attack. Because it's really like turning your point against you. Being like, if we're not good enough for you, then make us ruler. You know, make us in your image. And so let's go and do this.
All right, let's do this.
First half, only chucking in 2 dice. First half is attack, second half is defense, right?
Whatever you want, but yeah,
okay.
Usually I think. Okay, no successes on attack. Thank God for that.
Wow.
That's shit. Okay, well, let's do this.
I'm gonna actually spend one of my fates to reroll this 2 6s.
All right. All right. Well, he blocks my attack.
Yeah, but I'm unable to get anywhere with it.
Next up.
Oh, I think dismiss goes first, right?
I think dismiss might cut through rebuttal.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. I think you're right too. Rebuttal. Dismiss.
No, it's versus.
Oh, it's versus. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Didn't see that coming.
So rebuttal works, I think, for all intents and purposes, as it does with everything else. Versus.
Well, I think dismiss is in the category that goes before rebuttal. That's why it's red.
Probably totally does.
Yeah. So you go, and then I try to counter it.
Rebuttal always goes second.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yushu, power. You think I don't know power? That I should learn power? That you should teach me of the power latent within me? Paul Orlovsky, you have no conception of power. None. I, on the other hand, have lived and breathed power for as long as I can remember. I am embodied, head and toe, mind and soul, with powers greater than the sum of all of its parts. And I choose to exert that power where I wish.
Then, by all means, Queen Rogarvia, exert that power anywhere you wish, as long as it stems from the Dragon Scale Throne.
Oh, I hate him. Stop being right. Fuck you.
This is fun.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, I am using persuasion. I am absolutely forking command. It seems infinitely appropriate. And sorcery. Not for my spell casting, but for what I'm actually saying and doing.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm using the same forks as I did before. It's all like building on itself. So like while I was short, it's very...
Don't forget your +2 for dismiss.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was about to forget that.
This is where Mason has to fork the dragon shit and just blow him up. Actually, I don't know if it even applies, but
I think you will see like Sinister Dragon bullshit if I lose this thing. I'll be like, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking take your mind and stuff in a jar. Alright, let's see.
Not a lot of successes here.
Boop. Hooray! I inflicted damage. Let's spend a fate on that. Alright. So that is 3 damage dealt.
Unless he rerolls anything.
Yep.
No. I'm not. Oh, let me just make sure I have the fraction set up right, so we remember what's the maximum. Okay.
That's
new round.
Good idea. All right.
Oh wait, didn't Mason take a point of damage?
Yeah, I did. I took 4 points.
10 to 9.
I went from 13 to 9.
No, but you also just took one from the last test.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I should go down to 8.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Good call, Sam.
I'm reading real quick what one of these things does before I pick it. No.
No, actually, fuck that.
Fall prone sounds like a good option. Yeah, that's what happens if you fuck up. Okay, I think we're ready. Flip the first volley. Actually, you just want to flip all 3 and then just carry it on. Or do you rather just flip one at a time?
Doop. There we go.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yep.
You're muted, Sam.
I forgot about how dismiss makes you give up the next action if you don't succeed.
It's supposed to be like a dunk, right?
Yeah.
I'm almost considering invoking my rampage here, like just like smash something, just like break shit, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna stand and be awestruck that he's still talking to me.
I say, Look at this fire burning in you. This is what a leader needs. This is what Brevoy needs. This type of fire to reignite the passions of this country. This will sear the wound that divides us, and this will make this country amazing. I hope you see that. And if you need to do something, then, my God, we will throw all our might by it to get it quick, because you need to be on that throne. And they're going to roll.
All right.
Once again, Brevoy-wise, Noble-wise, but not necessarily War-wise. So 6 dice.
You feel free to say that. I am going to call question to Brevoy-wise in this context. Because, yeah, he's
contextually, the country is weak. It's torn without a legitimate ruler. There's suspicion, and there's civil war looming.
Yeah, okay, I'll take
your
it.
legitimacy will claim that, and the nobles are going to keep bickering. But having that sort of passion will smack nobles' heads together and get them to listen to you. Right? That's you're able to cut through the bullshit.
Especially because it's impossible to show Paul your findings without revealing that the actual person sitting on the dragon scale throne is a bastard.
Yeah. I haven't even got to that part, right? I'm still trying to convince you this way.
All right, come at me. Think you can roll? Fuck, you can roll. Damn it.
You rolled dice. Make it stop.
Gah, it hurts. Fuck off. Gotta kill you. Gotta kill you and wear your skin.
Yeah. So that was rhetoric.
All right. Let's just talk at each other. Yep. Well, he has seniority on me, so he speaks first.
Right. And I feel like he's gonna break out the that second arsenal of questions and say, I believe we're neglecting the fact that you've also given proof that those pretenders that sit on the throne are not true. How can we abide and follow if you give up and abdicate any responsibility to this country? Following anyone but that.
What do you suppose we do? What is this ideal you're proposing? I declare my lawful rulership of Brevoy and my intention to seize the throne. All the good lords of the realm will then flock to whatever this is, I say, gesturing to the way I look. And when we have all of the 2 allies that will join us, except for the houses under your command, then we shall march on New Stedman, where we shall be crushed by all the powers that they can muster, and all the alliances House Sotova might call upon. Maybe even the people to the south. I'm to understand that Ronald had quite a flirt with the ex-demon-infested lady of the tower. And behold, here, your precious rule of law, as I show you how valueless it is in the face of the truth of the world, that might makes right. That the laws and traditions you subscribe to are only in place because a stronger man than your ancestors made them so.
Damn. That's something like, it's tough.
All right, I think I am rhetoricking him.
You're using my own logic against me. You're appealing to natural law.
I am going to fork philosophy. I'm going to fork persuasion. I am going to fork, well, his own rule of law. I'm going to fork strategy.
Strategy?
Yeah. For my like speaking of the hopelessness of our situation, if I declare.
I mean, it's Eric's call.
Yeah, I know. I see that. Like, you're talking about the war and like how alliances are working and stuff like that for that, right?
I could replace it with war-wise if you feel that's more appropriate.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter. But like, whichever one you want. But like, I get what you're going for, so that works for me, right?
Yeah. Do we astrology? We don't astrology. We just go with it. Okay. Be crushed by the glorious point I'm making. 3. Damn it. Okay. Your turn. Come at me.
Mason's in the danger zone now.
I'm gonna spend my last fate to do this.
No.
I'm gonna try to coup de grace.
No. But think of my PC status, Powell. You're merely an NPC.
Fuck you. Ah, no!
Yeah! Glory to the PC Master Race.
You're still in it. You're on the ropes. This is better than the Mayweather McGregor fight.
All right.
You're on the ropes.
He takes 3 points of damage to his argument.
Oh fuck! None of us are gonna win.
Eric, of course this is better than that fight. This fight has been relevant for more than 4 rounds. Oh!
Oh no! Okay.
All right. We ready?
Last card.
Oh, the double dismiss.
Fucking the double dunk. Ugh.
Anime fight moment that goes into slow motion. Both of us are punching each other. Our fists connect with each other's faces, and we both like fall backwards, like at the same time. That is what this is. All right. After you, Mr. Seniority.
The reason why the strategic outcome from your perspective looks hopeless is because what I do in the shadows is well obfuscated. I have the power and the numbers to do this. I was just waiting for the right reason. And what providence would it come to me, scales and horns aside, for the blood of a king stands or queen stands before me, and he kneels.
Fuck this guy! Fuck this guy so much!
I know. I love this so much.
Okay.
You know how rare I get a chance to, as a GM, to exert my freaking duel of wits against you guys? Do you have any idea how rare that is when you just run train on anything I ever do? This is amazing.
Okay. What are you doing? Stand up! Stand up, you incredulous idiot! Kneeling. You barely know me! You barely know me. You kneel before me. Are you so quick to consign yourself to me? I have not proven anything to you. What kind of queen will I make? You have no idea. Yet there you sit, claiming... What's the next? Are we gonna shout Queen in the North? What is... Could you...
God damn it.
Yeah.
You...
I cannot wait for fucking next session when AP gets a letter, like, looking it over, like, in Karasuna, being like, fuck. Sorry.
The simple and honest truth. I am not fit to rule. I am not. I will not be a good queen for this country. I can't believe that I care. But the simple fact is I grew up here, and I would want to see it in the hands of someone who deserves it. All right, shall we do this?
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to say it, but it's like definitely the people who avoid wanting to rule often make really good rulers, is what I was going to argue at some point.
Oh, shit.
Right, because they understand the gravity of it, but I never did it.
Well, let's see if he survives this, because maybe he still can.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think of that. I just thought this was a fucking done deal.
Take an out of character moment here to assert as a player that Mason would make an awful ruler.
I know. That's what's gonna make it so good.
Terrible.
But you have the blood. It has to be you.
Okay. Well, let's see.
The worst ruler.
I know. That's what makes this so good, and that's what I cannot wait for Swan to be like. What? Oh
okay.
My god. Oh fuck.
Forking persuasion. Forking.
This is perfect.
Philosophy. That's it. I have nothing.
This is literally better than Game of Thrones season 7.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's not
that's not hard
bar.
to do. I know.
Many
know, but
things
like,
are.
I know, but that's why I said it.
Shots fired.
All right. So I'm getting
Let's
my
do
extra
this.
2 for dismiss, but rhetoric, noble wise, bravery wise,
Crush.
strategy. That's a really good one.
Let's put some fate into that. Okay, only one more success.
3 successes. So did we nuke each other?
Mutual KO. But I have tenacity. I have auto life cast on myself by the Final Fantasy gods. When I lose a duel of wits, I go back up to 1. I go to 0. I go back up to 1 once per duel. So I get KO'd to 0. Boop, and I jump back up to 1. He's at 0. I am at 1.
So this has to... Okay, so what does this look like?
Major compromise.
So... give me a second here.
Yeah.
So I don't actually have to think about this because he's making. Okay, so let's not talk compromise. He says what he says. Mason say what they say, and though it is clear that Mason has won this argument, I think at the end of it. There is a somber moment of Paul Orlovsky kneeling in front of Mason, like looking down on him, like palms out, right, being like, "What are you doing?" Then their heads sag for a moment, and Mason realizes that he's absolutely right. I might have won this duel of wits, sure. But he has made too many salient points. He has said the right thing all throughout this fucking duel. He has made the points that it's not always about it's not fucking always about just like doing the thing that about like turning your back and like walking away. It's about power. It's about asserting your will over the realm because I am the right person to do so. And though I don't want it and don't believe it, he has made too many good points that match what I believe, in spite of the fact that it is against my very own belief. And I think I'm going to give it to him. I win the duel of wits, but at the end of the day, I look at him and I say,
but he didn't win.
No, he didn't.
So
yeah.
What is the concession?
That's it. I concede the point, but I guess I concede the point on my own terms. I am choosing to forego my victory. I am choosing to.
Let's look at if we win, right? Let's look at if we win. Remember, I wrote this out earlier, right?
Yep.
So if you win, you back off this motion, and we leave you.
He will leave me to my devices. Yeah. He will remember that his duty is to me and not mine to him.
Yeah.
And his is like tradition demands that I blah blah blah, and I take the throne. I will announce publicly my challenge to the legitimacy of the Sotovas.
So you don't challenge him, but I feel like he still believes you. He still believes that you're the rightful person, right?
Yeah.
I guess. And you won, so he's going to leave you your devices. But it feels like he's going to do things. I feel like here's a consequence for this. What if he's going to now set the stage for you to have no choice but to have to declare yourself?
It's not necessary because I'm giving it to him. He has struck too many chords. I may have like won the argument, but he has struck too much of what Mason cares about in this conversation for Mason to actually back down from this. So Mason agrees to take up the throne. I may have won. I terms. Yeah, I win the battle, but I lose the war. I agree to do this. Okay. Even though it's not what Mason wants, it is. They realize that it's true, what he's saying.
Yeah, so I feel like then at the end here, I feel like Paolo says, do as you must. When you're ready, though, we'll be ready.
I will declare for the throne.
But and then he looks at you and knows that you're going to follow up with when the time is right.
You want me to do it, so it shall be done. I will not bend my knee to tradition. But you're right. You're right about too many things. If Brevoy is to have a ruler, gods know I am not the one for the job. But I will take Brevoy, and I will make of it what I will.
See.
No.
No.
No. Because the last thing he says then, he says, "Very well, my queen. If you will not bend for tradition, then take this throne and make tradition bend to you."
Nice.
And that scene. And that's probably where we end today's session.
So can I be greedy? And because I have one thing, and all I want to do is make a faith test. So I think that would be a good after credits scene to give us a hook into next session.
Sounds good. What's up?
So I think
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. So I think like after that, the like big climactic moment, we have like the fade to black, and it like fake outs that the credits are about to come.
Middle credits scene.
And it just like opens on Aurelius, and he's in a dark room, and the only light is radiating from his chain. And he wants to pray for guidance because he failed to find information from Skywatch. He wants God to tell him where to go to find the holy artifacts he seeks. And so he's on his knees praying, and he just says, I've heard you inside of my head. Show me that I am not crazy. Show me that it is truly you. Where must I go? Where are these relics of power? Point me to do your will. And he's speaking directly. He's probably not even speaking out loud. He's just like saying this in his mind. Essentially, he's like trying to like speak to acting as though he's speaking to another person. That's theoretically in his mind. So he's being a crazy person, and he would like to pray for guidance.
You're not a crazy person.
Maybe
if people listen to you in your head, if your voice is listening to give you power.
Well. Yeah.
So they want to give you guidance, right, of where you need to go.
Yeah. Guidance, perfect. I think, is on 5.
Yeah.
Cool. I will use my staff.
Get that extra die.
I will. Let's spend 2 persona here. All right. Base on 5. Oh, I'm gonna re-roll those ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 failures. This is with my what's it called? Call on trait. Oh, whoops, greater than 3 now.
Well, don't even worry about it.
I don't know if you can wait on the response. We can cut to black right there and find out what the response from Abadar is next week if you want. Or
let me just roll 66 here. 18d6 just appeared. Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Works for me. Okay. Yeah, I will get back to you on it. All right. So, that was Burning Crowns. Holy crap. Let's go, Sam. What a way to end the show today. That was fucking nuts.
I had some good rolls today.
It's a faith test. Oh, so Zonal is like, can we explain what this roll is?
It's open-ended.
It's open. Yeah, faith is always open-ended. So it gets kind of crazy. Actually, I'll bring it back to the game so you guys can see the math, right? 1, 2, 3,
Wait,
4,
that
5,
seems wrong still.
6.
Let's see.
So no, it's
1,
2,
3, 4, 5.
I mean, I still succeeded because I got
3
3 6s, so it doesn't matter. But
yeah, but it's
I rolled too
4,
many.
5, 6.
The math seems to be wonky for some reason.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know why. Hold on. Why is it rolling like that? Well, you still got enough.
I got enough successes, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, even the 6s re-rolling doesn't make sense because I was doing the math and it's still short. But that's fine. You succeeded. You succeeded. Okay, we'll figure it out why the sheet is broken. Okay. So let's do some outros. Wizard Fool.
Oh shit! Should we take Arthur before we do our?
Yeah,
oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Ferocity.
Oh
yeah. Okay, yeah. We gotta do all of that stuff. So let's do all of that.
So I think I got Fate for my first belief, which was that last roll, and Persona for the second two about Zidomir. Or actually, maybe Fate for the Zidomir belief because he hasn't actually faced justice yet. I've just issued a warrant.
Yeah, I feel like Fate for it because you're working towards it.
And then Persona for the second belief with the Untouchables. And then I would argue that either Fanatic or Devout got me in trouble or changed the story, rather, when it came to stopping and helping that farmer.
I think they got you in trouble.
Well, it changed the story, right?
Yeah, but it was in a significant way.
It wasn't a significant way. It was just a little slice of life, minor moment for you and the type of person you are.
Let's see.
Right.
Let's see if I'm remembering this right. I could be misremembering.
I mean, it's fine. I don't really need Fate.
No, because I feel like if you were devout, I feel like you would have chastised the farmer more.
Okay.
I don't want to say like I don't want to say like you can only get Fate if you did this one thing the way I thought it was going to go, but like if you were truly devout, the guy was like, then why are these holes in the like the road and stuff like that? And you gave him a really nice answer instead of being like, who are you to fucking question God? You know?
If invoking the trait alters the direction of the story in an unforeseen way.
And I feel like that was kind of foreseen. You were like just doing like the good Samaritan thing, and I don't feel like that was. I feel like that's the way we all kind of saw it going. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's me. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe we thought you were gonna be like fire and brimstone, and you weren't.
Look, I don't think that Aurelius is ever really fire and brimstone. That's not really his way. So
even though you're about the apocalypse is coming, you're not fire and brimstone.
He's just a calm dude. He just he's a strangely taciturn fellow.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Mason, do you have any input on that?
No, I don't. I think all of these points are valid. So whatever we go with will be the right call.
Okay, it makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, yeah. So then, no, I'm not going to reward you. Fate for the traits. Mason.
All right. I take Persona for my first belief, which is to use this library to research the opportunities of the stolen land, which I did. I take Persona for my third belief, which is to understand that I can read the map and use it to accomplish my own ends.
Yes.
I take Fate for my second belief, which is to do stuff with the Valley of Fire. I researched that and made progress towards it, but
now you have to go there.
Yep. And I don't think I take for my instincts, but I do reckon, and I want to make a point of something here. I actually think, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I believe I should take a deeds point.
For assuming I should rule?
Yeah, because it is exactly the opposite of what my character wants. It is that I have had a belief building towards not doing this fucking thing, right? Finding someone else to do it for basically all game.
Yeah.
And I did win the Duel of Wits. I was in my right to just be like, nah. But he did strike too many of the right points. And I would.
That's a really good point, and that's like you joining the dark side.
I would say that once you actually became queen, it would be more relevant. Like,
I feel like the choice is what matters, if that makes sense.
I kind of am. You've swayed me here. I'm kind of feeling that too. But then obviously you won't get a deeds point when you like if you assume the throne. This is it. Like this is a critical player moment where your story was going this way and now it's going this way.
That's
I
kind of
feel
what I'm
like
feeling.
that's mold breaker though, by definition.
No,
I think it would have been mold break. I feel like it would have been...
this is like
I feel like this
frigging-
is textbook deeds.
this is like Darth Vader like join my side and we'll rule the the Empire together, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to do that, but he has a really good point. We could help the Empire. Okay.
I mean, it's
And, like,
ultimately your call, but I would call that moment mold breaker.
Well, let's say I'm going to say it's a deeds point for now.
Yeah,
and
that's
maybe I'm going to talk to I'm going to talk to us in Discord about it and see what AP has to say about it, as well as I want to hear what you guys want to say about it in like chat and stuff. And I'm also going to like ask Luke for like if he thinks that's fair too, because I can.
I mean,
or, like, John,
I think
like,
I think it could go either way.
Yeah, I feel like it's very reasonable. And yeah, it's a good point of highlighting when deed points should show up, and that kind of like snuck up on me. And the way you mentioned that, I feel like that's actually a good point for a deed point.
It snuck up on me too. I wasn't.
Did you actually ever have a belief about not taking the Dragon Scale throne?
I have had a belief, not about not. I had it right now. I made the. It was something I segued in. I have had a belief about like finding a worthy ruler for the throne.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't want it. I have like continued to emphasize the point that I don't want it. And when I finished the belief I had for today, I wrote a new belief, though that doesn't count. I did, like, for its purposes of earning persona for it, I did write a new belief that is, I'm going to go to Powell, I'm going to tell him this, I'm going to make him shut up and fuck off so I can go do my thing because I don't want the fucking throne. And he...
I mean, yeah. I don't agree, but I'll cede it to Eric, so...
Yeah, look, no, I'm good with this right now. I'll ask them people going forward, right? But like, that's a really good question of whether or not that's deeds worthy. But I feel like it is. Your story has now changed from like I'm going to threats against the gods and power and like that is becoming secondary to. You're right. I need to rule Brevoy. I need to actually rule this country now.
But that's where I would call
that
it
path
breaker.
begins.
But I mean, it's just going to go back and forth. So it's ultimately you can just make the call, and I agree with it.
So like, holy crap, guys! What a session!
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was fun. Wow. Okay, Arthur's done, and now we go to outros.
Oh, ferocity.
Oh, ferocity. Yeah, can't forget ferocity. Our dragon.
Shit. Okay, let's do this. Ferocity. Obstacle 1. Let's actually go from top down. It's easier. I did not gain any 10s, I think. I don't think I got any 9s. I don't think I got any 8s.
Where's ferocity again? Is there a link to the Google Doc one more time?
Yeah.
I want to share it with chat too. That's why. Just link it in chat.
I got you.
It's a okay. Cool. You got it.
Thanks.
So here it's not on the list, but the whole point is that the list is just examples.
Yeah.
I feel like taking the throne is something.
I feel like you're kind of right, but my counterpoint would be, and I'm gonna leverage counterpoint here, is that I don't want it.
So it's not an op 3?
You're taking power though.
Yeah, but not for me, if that makes sense.
So
if a greedy dwarf took something and they said it's not for me, I would still call that a greed test.
Because whether or not you give it up to the person, right? Yeah. So
there's an argument. There's an argument there.
Yeah. So I think how about it's at least an op 2.
Hold on.
No.
It's like a horde. The country is a horde, right? You're taking all of Brevoy's money. You're literally taking a horde.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even think of it that way.
If that's how we're calling it, then yeah, okay.
I mean, unless you guys disagree, but like you own the vaults of Brevoy, you own all of the land.
Okay.
Well, you don't own it yet. You're beginning on it, right?
I'm gonna declare for it, and then people will assassinate me in my sleep.
So I think this is actually a scheme. So I think this is actually an Ob 3. This is I'm doing this now, right?
I can see both arguments.
And I feel like there's going to be a string of how far are you going to be to fight for becoming the leader of Brevoy, which is more than just the one thing. So I feel like 3 is actually more of the gunning one, right? Betraying an instinct out of greed and anger isn't really what it is, but it's scheming to obtain the power at the expense of a friend. And I feel like your friend, like I'm modifying that a little bit, being like at the expense of yourself.
Right. Sam brought up a good point earlier, which is these are examples meant to illustrate the general space of the obstacle. Yeah, so just because it doesn't say scheming to take over a country doesn't mean that there is no room for that on the list. It just means that it's not. We just need to eyeball where that belongs.
Yeah.
And okay, if we're gonna go with Op 3, okay.
You should be able to make that. We'll see.
What other ones did we have?
Sonala does have a decent point there, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
You haven't taken control of the horde yet, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm moving to
you realize you want it.
Right, I get what you're saying, right? If the big red dragon is like, oh god, I want the treasures of Misty Mountain, he's not actually getting the point. He does it when he's like rolling in gold and being like, yay!
And eating the corpses of the dwarves that you've incinerated. That's when you roll.
The big thing is you're gonna probably, if you actually go to
war, manipulating Zidimir. Manipulating Zidimir.
That's definitely Ob 5.
Yeah.
Remorselessly twisting good intentions to a hurtful purpose. 100%.
Yeah. Or is it scheming to obtain power at the expense of a friend again?
It's not that one.
It's not... definitely the whole point was that you were taking advantage of his good intentions, and it was going to be bad for him in the long run.
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
That's
actually
here's the thing.
Yeah. So it's a 5.
So let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. That is my intention, right? Like Daniel's intention. But remember that to Mason, inducting Saitamir into this philosophy is to help him, right? Like she's not inducting him into like, this is some like shitty thing that's going to destroy your life. They're actually teaching him what they hold to be the true way of strength. So it is a helping gesture, although the manipulation to then be like, yeah, but you're also going to do what I say, because ultimately the last lesson here is that I was manipulating you even when I was teaching you this shit. Right,
that's the thing is you're pretending that you're inducting him into your philosophy for his good, but really you're doing it in order for him to serve you.
It's also that, right? What do you say, like, because I see what you're coming from. Op 5 sounds good. I would dial it down by 1 to represent the fact that Mason isn't being like, yes, do the evil thing because it will please me when you fuck it up, but they're actually trying to help him, even if they're fucked up, right? I would take it down by 1 to represent that.
So the reason I'm saying Ob 5 is the whole culmination of the scene. You literally used evil dragon magic to lower his will till he could not speak, move, or act. Literally was a mindless meat puppet, and then used that to completely change his entire worldview to serve you.
You are so very correct. So correct. Yep. All right, Ob 5. I am taking it. That is the most succinct summary of what I was actually doing. Yep. All right, let's see.
That sounds like that's about it.
There's a difficult there. There is a routine. Is there anything else beyond a difficult in the routine? I don't reckon there is. Does
forking falsehood count as committing falsehood? I think that's something we should establish here.
Oh. Yeah, so you'll note that, like, if we scroll down, if we scroll down for a moment, I have written a distinction like that I'm not entirely on board with, right? Like, this is like examples that I've made for myself, but I have changed the wording down there from being like engage in willful falsehood to like lie to people, flat out lie to people, because I think that there is a difference in like between like twisting narrative and being like, no, he's to the right.
I see what you're saying. Like gently like reframing things and like using regular rhetoric and stuff like that, and like using falsehood in that way of like, like lies of omission kind of stuff is different than deliberately, like.
No, but there was a deliberate lie. That's where the falsehood came in.
Today, that's true. You did mention that.
Let's take it. Yeah. I think it's justified.
Yeah, I mean, the basis I'm going off of is the obtuse grief test of telling a lie, which is the grief test is that's just the whole wording. So I take that to mean forging, but I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah,
I reckon you're probably right about that.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, okay, let's do this. That is all for my ferocity for this session. I think I'm done with everything. Now I need to write new beliefs.
Yes.
New unexpected beliefs.
And next time when AP is here, we should definitely vote on workhorse MVP because we didn't do that after the trait vote. But I don't want to do that without AP.
Speaking of traits, question. There is a trait that is appropriate to Mason as of this session. Is it fitting to give them Born to be King?
I would say that it would have to do with the reaction of the other lords. Like if Powell can convince the nation, because Born to be King is about everyone in the nation knowing it, right?
Let's find out.
Corrupt. It's not corrupt.
But Mason should
Born
definitely have
to be King.
This character is the son of well, it's not, but in the royal line, if he is the eldest, he is the direct heir to the throne. If he is a younger son, he bears no immediate obligation in the street to pursue his own aims. However, the character is a prince, and the obligation of said rank should play heavily on his life. He may at some point be called upon to take the throne.
Yeah,
I would say yes.
I would say yeah. It's being called upon.
All right. I'm going to add Born to be King to my not at all long list of traits.
All right. Sorry for keeping you an extra 40 minutes after we've meant to end, Eric.
Hey, don't worry about it. Like, this was fucking awesome. So
yeah, that's a good session.
Yeah. I'm so glad to be back.
Nice to have you back.
Burning Wheels. So fuck, that was good.
Anytime we don't play this game on Sundays, I'm always just like sitting here all Sunday just being like, oh man, I wonder what Aurelius would be doing right now.
I don't want to admit this, but I feel like I might have withdrawal right now.
All right. Now let's do outros.
Hell yeah.
Sam.
Hello, I am Sam, aka Wizened Fool on Twitch, at the Wizened Fool on Twitter, and Wise Fool on Discord. Because I am bad at SEO. You can see me. I think I'm going to be showing up on Once Upon a Game next month to play Follow RPG, if I remember what I signed up for correctly with Eric. Other than that,
sounds awesome.
I am going to try to get back to streaming because I think I figured out why I was dropping crazy amounts of frames. So I'll probably be playing some Dead Cells. I also started a game of Stardew Valley, so I might stream some of that. And I'm definitely going to be playing the new XCOM expansion because that's going to be awesome. So yeah, keep an eye out. And yeah, thanks for coming by, everyone.
Yeah. Daniel.
Hi, everyone. How have you been? This has been a great fun to return to the world of Burning Crowns. I have, of course, been Daniel. When I'm not here playing role-playing games with these fine fellows, I can be found on the YouTube channel Charisma to AC, where I play role-playing games with other equally interesting and charming nerds. You can find me streaming stuff. Well, maybe not as. I'll leave that up to you. So I see you making faces there, Sam. When I'm not doing that, you can sometimes find me streaming on twitch.tv/Naren, where I'm presently in the process of playing Morrowind with the Tamriel Reloaded, Tamriel Expanded, Tamriel something.
Tamriel Reborn, I think.
Thank you. Tamriel Reborn is what it's called. I haven't played it in a couple of weeks, so yeah. But I'm going to return to that soonish. Also, you can find me at Twitter, at Daniel Akbas, which I've put in the chat for you. And in the near future, specifically, you can find me in the near future on September 13th. at 7 p.m. GMT +1 on Ashley Nova's channel, where I will be playing a one-shot of high-level Pathfinder adventures called The Dragon's Heart, in which I will be joining up with Adasa, I Fly Dragons, Distracted Elf, and Dave the Human to do some high-level pathfinding. So that's hopefully going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll probably see each other then. If not, then be back next week for more Burning Crowns.
Yeah. Cool. So, yeah. And I'm Eric. This is my channel. I do role-playing games like that. Thank you so much for hanging out. All the new people who stopped by and followed me. Thank you so much. There's a bunch of you. I know you probably don't want your names read and stuff, but it's cool. I appreciate that a lot. Also, I'm an affiliate, so if you want to support me, I got that sweet sub button. And if you want to support me in a lesser way, send me bits, because you get a free monster. You get monsters, and they're saved to you. I think, Sam, you have one? Yeah, there it is. See, it works still, which is awesome. I got it working again. So if you give me bits, you get a monster in return, and I'm gonna eventually have an ability for you to challenge people with monsters, so you can fight your monsters together, and that'd be fun, right? That sounds fun. And
it does.
Yeah. So you can do
the
that.
mash.
Yeah, the monster mash.
Let's take a moment here, let's take a moment here to point to the chat for a second and draw your attention to the fact that Sam's monster is literally like a Pomeranian.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking it was some cripply poisonous like green oozing pustules of on a hairless chihuahua.
Oh god!
Lithoth, the champion of, and it's Lithoth, the champion of doom. this diseased chihuahua that whispers maddeningly.
Yeah, the maddening whispers is it's actually humming the Chihuahua song,
Yeah.
like "Oh Chihuahua," as it's like limping about destroying worlds.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much and everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We'll be back. We may not be back next week. To see because it's PAX.
Ooh, sounds sexy.
So there's a good chance. Just follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know before the weekend whether or not we have the game. So yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm out of here. I'll be back in a couple hours over on Henley's channel for more Mouse Guard, where I'm GMing our Mouse Guard game. So I'll see you over there, hopefully. So, take care.
Be cool.